morning, guys. Good morning. Welcome to today's video, and it is the Alchemist Strategy again. This time we're going to have it on gold XAUUSD. So gold, this is going to be a straightforward video on gold, but you'll first subscribe to the channel, so I'll proceed with the analysis on gold. But like I told you, it is going to be a straightforward video. Alchemist has been the strategy has been making a lot of storylines on many pairs. However, if you're not critical enough in your looking, it is hard for you to know exactly what you're looking for. But if you know how the strategy works, if you know how the storyline is created, and if you look at something and you know this looks like I know, then it is going to be easier for you to do what? To get it. So I'll give you 5 seconds as usual. You subscribe and then we go straight to the charts. I show you the storyline that was created on gold. So guys, let's go. Subscribe, 5 seconds, and then we proceed. Okay guys, I hope you've subscribed. So let's go straight to the charts. I told you this is going to be a straightforward video, so if you don't focus, you might end up losing. Okay, so what do we see on gold? We see this is the weekly time frame, gold weekly time frame. So we said if the rejection happens on the weekly, we get our storyline on the daily. That means one time frame below our rejection time frame. Okay, so this is gold, and you have 1 2 3 4 5 6. Now this is the 7th week. However, we are going to focus on 1 2 3 weeks. Those are the weeks we are going to focus on. So now this is gold. It created resistance here, and we said with the Alchemist we deal with we deal with S and R, that is support and resistance. But the support and resistance, which is not the common one, this one where you put a huge bar where price action has been testing many times, this one is just a V and a support, V resistance. So it created a V support here. If you got the line chart, you will see it is here V, the support here. So now after creating that support, what happened? This one price rejected on this next week. We said green candle, red candle, that is resistance, red candle, green candle, that is support. So now in this case this is resistance. So price created a resistance here, then these 2 weeks ended creating a resistance. So the next week price opened from here, it went all the way up here. You see this week here it went all the way up and then dropped down and closed below, closing as a rejection on this support. So I'll just put there a line such that you can get a clear view of what I'm trying to talk about. So you see this is the line. So when I put back the candlesticks, you see this rejection. Even this week also rejected, but let's focus on only this one, that is Monday 28th of April. So this week of price action closed as a rejection, rejecting this support level here. So after that, what do? We drop down to one time frame below. When you drop down to one time frame below, in this case it's going to be the daily. What are we looking for? We are looking for a creation of a storyline. So we drop down, in this case we drop down to the daily. So on the daily, what do you see? Oh, let me just mark this week such that we don't get confused. Okay, I've marked it with this blue bar here. So we drop down to the daily. So on the daily, what do you see? On the daily, what do you see? You see price action came. This is a high, a low, a high, then a lower low. So we said the moment it makes a lower low, That is now when you start looking for your entries on a retracement. Let me go to the line chart. This is a high, a low, a high, a high, then a low. So this is like a QM pattern. A high, a low, a high, a low. So on the retracement, that is now when you look for your entries. In this case, it was very clear. It gave us 1, 2, 1, 2 retest. Test twice and then short down. However, I don't think many of you would have recognized here as a retracement if you didn't go to the line chart. You see, when you're on the candles, there are just many big candles stacked together. But if you go to the line chart and if you put the line chart, you will see that where this line ends is the second retracement or the second retest. That means you're making a head and shoulder. This is a high, a low, making a left shoulder, then another higher high, and then a lower low. Then when the moment it forms a lower low and then it comes back on the retest to make a right shoulder, that is when we close. However, that week that was opening this day created another retest, and it looked like a double top on the right shoulder. And what did we say? That we enter from the left shoulder to the wick of the head. So it retested the second time on the left shoulder and then price forward down. So yeah, you see, so when it reached here, there was a demand zone around this area that showed price up. However, the pips from here, this is the daily time frame, guys, on gold. The pips from here up to here are more than enough for you to make something out of it. Let's say you entered from here, put your stop losses above the previous high, that is 31, and you are targeting down here, this demand zone. That will be a 1 is equal to 4. You'll be bagging 1200 pips on 0.1 on gold. So you'll be risking 1 to get 4, which will be good. However, most of you, I don't think you would enter on the what? I don't think you would enter on the second. I don't think you'd enter on the second retest, because you do see these candles are just stacked up here. So most of you, what I think you would enter on, it would be this pullback here. This one taps into demand zone and then it pulls back from to up here, making a double top. And we said if you see a double top and a bottom on a daily time frame, what happens? We are most likely to go down. So on this pullback here that makes a double top, let me put for the line chart, we made a high, low, higher high, lower low, and then we retested to make right shoulder, and then we broke structure, making another lower low. So when we go up, where is our protected low? Protected high, it is this one, so it doesn't have to be broken. It was not broken here. It made a double top, making a V. This is an A, making an A resistance. So this is where you entered from, targeting this low here. So if you entered from the closure of this candle, targeting this low here, that will be a 1:5, risking the same 30 that we were risking here. This time it was 31, 80, 36 to get 2000. This is almost 2000. If I could stretch a little bit, that is almost 2000 to get 1:5. So that is how simple it can be. However, if you still think you cannot enter the daily time frame, you have little capital, it is okay. You drop down to the 4 hour. The strategy is still the same. When you come to the 4 hour, what would you have seen? It is still the same: high, low, higher high, lower low. And then we come for the first retest, the second retest on the 4 hour. You could enter, but still to come for another retracement to give you another entry tap into this supply zone here, and then you drop price here. So if you didn't enter there, you waited, it came to make a double top here, gave you another supply zone, dropped down. On the retest you entered and then targeted down here, and price moved even lower. So you would enter, you had like 3 different entries. You'd miss on one, still you'd enter on the other. I don't normally want to go to the 1 hour. The 4 hour is always good for me. So guys, that is how simple it can be if you're using the Alchemist MSNR. So what are the key steps to this strategy? As I wind up, and guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, also like the video if you've learned something. So the key step to the strategy is you want to see, let me remove this one here. Good. You want to see price create support, price create resistance. One, let me remove this. You want to see price create resistance, and then you want to see the next candle rejecting on that resistance. After the next candle has rejected the resistance, price created green candle, red candle, a resistance here. So after this candle has closed and formed the resistance, you want the next candle to come and reject on this resistance. So after it has rejected on the resistance, you're going to go to the 1 time frame below. For this case, we're going to go to the daily time frame because we are getting our rejection on the weekly. So you want to go to 1 time frame below. What are you looking for 1 time frame below? A bearish breakout. Because how do you get a bearish breakout? You have a QM pattern, that is high, higher low, high, lower low. On the retest on the left shoulder, that is now where you look for your entries. You can use any entry strategy that you're confident with, but me, I think if you could use supply and demand, you always get high risk to reward for your entries. So guys, that is all I can teach you for today on the Alchemist, or that happened on gold. Keep practicing, you're going to learn the things. If you keep practicing, it is going to be easier for you to understand these charts. Subscribe to the channel also if you learned something, like the video. If you have not learned something, I would always advise go through the video once more, but this time watch it slowly by slowly. You're going to learn. Don't worry, you learn. It takes time, but you learn. Also, the more you're on the chart, someone should not tell you that, oh, less is more now, or don't be much on the charts. Those people have been on the charts. Most of them have been on the charts for almost years. Someone will tell you I've been on the charts for 5 years, someone 3 years, another one 7 years, another one 10 years on the charts, and they're telling you less is more. For them, they have already mastered the charts. All those 10 years, they were not spending them doing nothing. They were spending them studying the charts. So now they have mastered the charts, and they are ahead. So what you should also do is put in the work, put in the hours, be on the charts, learn the charts, learn how the charts move. Look at different instruments, how do they move? Look at different pairs and their codes, how do they move? By the time you start not being on the charts, it is easier for you that when you come on the chart, you just look at the charts like for 5 minutes and you understand what is happening, and then you go and do other things. But for now, you're not yet there, you're still studying. So be on the charts, and learn as much as you can. After you've learned as much as you can, that is now when you can authoritatively say that you no longer want to be on the charts because you know something. Okay guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Bye.